You're not really saying that music can kill, are you?
Yes, I am.
Music can be a very powerful thing. Nothing galvanizes the emotions as quickly.
Hello, kiddies. We are going to have a real good time together. We're talking with Maia Sharp, a really cool singer-songwriter, um, with a really good record that's just out, and it's a lot of fun. It is good.
It is very good.
Um, the reason I wanted to talk now was because I went to the source to hear Hello, Kitties last night.
You did. You
I
did
did.
indeed.
And I have show and tell.
You do. Look at
Now,
you.
it looks like a lot cooler than it does. I have here one
Wait,
of
it looks a lot cooler than it does.
than the story would tell you. So I was able to get a guitar pick from Rick Nielsen.
Mm-hmm.
I believe thrown out in the Kiss His Fist, throw it a handful during Dream Police.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the 8th row, and I'm going to be honest, Rick plays great, still doing all his shtick. So he's not always like playing. Sometimes he's just,
Well, yeah,
but
of
he's doing the
course.
whole thing. He walks like he's 100 years old and looks like
I
he can't raise his
know.
arms up.
I
But then he
know.
starts talking, and you're like, no, that's Rick Nielsen.
Right. Of
Um,
course.
he's doing his whole thing. He works, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania into the end of Dream Police, and everyone goes nuts. And he's throwing the picks. Everyone's going for them, of course. I'm like, I don't want to be crawling around on my knees in the dark, I want to see the rest of Dream Police.
Of course.
Because
Not
part of the
because you
reason,
two are old and crotchety.
no, but I was like, it was one of those shows where I was just like, damn it, I'm standing up for the whole thing.
Of course. That's
And
why
there's a
you
few people
should.
around me, and no one made a big stink, but I was just like, if they're playing The House is Rocking with Domestic Problems, I will be
Yeah,
standing.
of course.
And at the end of the show, Dream Police, Robin says, we're Cheap Trick, good night, Cheap Trick loves you, or whatever. Lights come up. I turn to walk out of my aisle, look down, and that pick is on the ground in front of me. So that's what makes it not as cool. It wasn't like I caught it or
I think that
it
makes
fell
it
down my
cooler.
shirt.
It was like waiting for you.
It was. So,
It's
but they
looking
were
for you every single
every single night driving me insane.
Exactly.
But it was lovely. Tom Peterson bass solo, to beat the band, Don't Be
Amazing.
Cruel, all of everything you want.
Flame,
Of course.
of course.
They did a little bit differently this time where the entire band left the stage and just Robin played the intro. And then they all kind of slowly came back in.
Voices,
They did not do voices.
if you want my love.
They did not do if you want my.
That's my love.
It was
my
a bunch of
favorite.
stuff that was like, oh, I haven't heard this before. Southern Girls, I think Hot Love.
Okay.
Was it Love for Sale? A track off the new record that's coming out.
Okay.
It was a nice assortment of stuff, and it was varied enough. It was interesting because there was a woman in the first or second row who apparently it was her 1000th show last night.
Oh,
And Rick like called her out from stage, being like, "Where is this woman?" And then told everyone to go hit her up for a drink because clearly she's loaded.
of course.
So I don't know if part of it, because like all three of the guys kept kind of walking over in front of us and like nodding to her and pointing to her and acknowledging like you've seen Cheap Trick more than we've seen Cheap Trick.
Right.
So I don't know if some of this stuff, different stuff on the set list was like, we got to shake it up. You've heard,
Everything.
I want you to want me 1,000 times.
Yes.
So, but it was lovely.
That's awesome.
And I think, if you get a chance to see them, go see them one more time.
I mean,
It's a fun
if you
show.
haven't had a chance to see them, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun, and I would say I don't know if I need to see them again
What?
in the immediate future.
You always need to see them again.
I mean, I'm sure what I
I mean,
guarantee is going to
it's
happen is
it's okay if you skip a, you know, it's okay if you skip a tour
right.
or a round. It's not even that
Yes.
it's because we're always on tour. If you skip around, I've often skipped around, but you always need to see them again.
I, I was going to say, I say that now, the morning after being tired as all get out. And no doubt when they're like, we're coming back, we're doing this, it's going to be like, take my money, Chief Trick,
Yeah,
please.
it always feels good to see them.
Yeah.
They always
So
make me happy.
it was great. And yeah, it's sort of like, oh, Rick looks really old. Because like he had to have his roadie help him put the
Well,
guitar
yeah,
over his neck.
they've been moving and they're, you know, they got some aches and pains, but they sound so good.
Robin even at one point where like I think it was more of just like something in his throat, like missed the note and then made this face like, oh my God, I've never done that in this
Like,
song
what
before.
is this? What
Yeah.
happened?
And then I was like, oh, what's this? And then the next song was hitting, you know, hitting the flame notes. So
Yeah,
no problem there.
yeah, it's amazing.
But it was lovely.
Oh, what a nice way to spend my birthday.
I know.
I'm the only girl here not wearing a dress. They're all Audrey and Grace. I'm doing my best.
Where are you
People
calling
I
from? Are you
know,
in
they
Nashville?
call
I am home in Nashville for 2 days, literally for 2 days in between two mini tour runs in the Northeast. It just kind of made sense
Mm,
to fly on home because I'm kind of flying back to the same place where I was before, so I could leave a lot of stuff. So
mm.
it was an easy flight, and I got to be home and like do home stuff and pick
That's
up the
nice.
mail and water the plants and all that stuff,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Just sort of touch down for a second. And,
Right. So
um,
yeah, but I take off again on Thursday morning. So
eh, I guess better. I keep saying like eh, I want to be busy, but at the same point, you're like, I really got to be careful how I phrase my wishes because,
yes,
yeah.
there could be an entire podcast just about that, like about the balance of
Hmm.
what you ask for and then wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. But maybe
Yeah.
not quite that much. I'm already kind of starting to dream up like what would a vacation even look like now? It's been so many years. But what would it look like where I'm not antsy on it, where I'm not
Mm,
wishing that I was working on something? Like how
yeah.
do I frame that where it's truly a recharge and it's not just me in my head, anyway, if you have any advice.
I was
And
gonna say,
hi.
yes,
Hi.
there's Heidi.
Hello.
Hello.
You
Well, I was
definitely don't
gonna,
want to ask me because
Okay.
I don't shut off.
Yeah, right? It's really hard. But also, is it a sign that we like our lives? Like,
Right.
we don't want to escape our lives. Like, I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking at like how can I be better in like a week? Where can I
right.
go and do where I can come back and have even more energy and not
Right.
just be like, God, I'm late on that, you know?
Hmm. I know.
Well, and this is your 10th record.
This is my 10th
So
record.
clearly
That's
there's,
amazing.
you lack the ability to take your foot off the accelerator, it feels like. Or does
Yeah.
it feel like that to you? Of just like, I can't unplug, I got this stuff, I got to get it out.
Yes, it does feel like that to me. And it feels like that to people around me who love me and care about me and want to do things with me. And I want to do things with them too. But yeah, I like even just the simplest question of, "Hey, do you have any hobbies?" Like uh I used to like I used to like to go to like a minor league baseball game or like go to go to the batting cages or find a hike, like an, all day hike or like an overnight hike. Like, and I got to circle back. I got to find that again. Because right now, but again, it's because I'm really excited about the work. So this, I don't really
Yeah.
want to leave it right now, but also I know that just health wise, I kind of need to find
Yeah.
something else, just a side. Yeah.
It's interesting that you mentioned that because I was watching the video that's online for Tomboy, which is
Uh-huh.
such like it's a lovely song.
It
And
is.
I can't
Thank you.
decide or I can't figure out if it's supposed to be heartbreaking or if that's just what I'm bringing to it.
It
Um,
has achieved what it wanted to
okay.
achieve because I
Yeah.
I wanted to land with you, however, it might subtly fit into your life, or maybe there's somebody that you know that you apply it to in your mind. It is supposed to be, it's supposed to be a combination of, you know, seeing how it might have felt awkward at a time and acknowledging that, but also fully celebrating it now at this point from the vantage point of an early 50s, looking back at a, a 5-year-old. Although I was a tomboy, I mean, honestly, I still am a tomboy, but I was visibly a tomboy in all the photographs from like 4 to 18, you know.
Hmm.
And my mom is a photographer and I'm an only child, so there's a lot of
Oh,
pictures.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, what I kind of was heading to with that was that the YouTube video is it's a lot of pictures of young girls with their names, their ages, and
Oh
them
yeah,
just doing whatever they want to do.
Hmm.
right.
And the innocence of it, the just like this is who I am, I don't care. I
Hmm.
think that visual combined with what you're talking about in the song and your voice in that and the guitar and it's just like
Thank you.
it's a really really nice. I think to me there's a it's that balance between sort of
Right.
touching and moving
Right.
and insanely heartbreaking and it's a I think it's a very difficult place to get to, and in that song it seems like you get there incredibly easy,
Well, thank you. It was not easy, but
which I was gonna say is the sign of
right.
a good song. Is that
Right.
yeah, you make it look easy.
Because heartbreak, I feel like I'm trying to figure out what the right word is for someone who hasn't heard it yet. Because I feel like heartbreaking, it's the right word, but it's the wrong word. And Luke and I always come here where it's like, to
Yeah.
me, that's not quite the word.
Melancholy,
Y- y-
but
Because it is celebratory too.
Right.
Lovely is the right word actually,
mm,
because it hits on all these emotions. Because there's joy in there too, like you said. Like it
Yes.
is, it is just be who you are, and there's all this like awesomeness in it, and like wonderment and fun, and like you just be who you are. But it is also like there's pain in there too. Like it's everything.
Well,
It's everything.
well, that's a lot.
Yeah, so it
Thank you for
is.
saying all that. And yeah, and and just for hearing all that. My co-writer Emily Kopp and I talked a lot about it, and she was and also still is a tomboy. Um, and how we, I think, hadn't fully appreciated until we started to write about it what a strong little human we were back then.
Yeah.
Like there was no validation really that like a little girl could look like this, and a little girl has no intention of ever wearing a dress
Hmm.
to that formal thing, or putting on, or putting on the makeup, or
Hmm.
like we both resisted. I vividly remember resisting the haircuts that were offered to me.
mm,
Like,
Hmm.
these are the girl cuts and these are the boy cuts. And I was like, I want, I want the boy cut. Like, and it was the 70s. So
Oh yeah.
I remember
I'm
saying,
with you.
I remember saying that I wanted feathered, which is hilarious now.
Oh yes.
And they
I was
gave
gonna
me,
make a Leaf Garrett joke, so you
I'm
already
like,
did that. Yeah.
well, I mean, along that line, they gave me like a Farrah Fawcett, style thing. I'm like,
Hmm.
no, feathered like a Leaf Garrett, or like uh Gosh, who's the other
David
one?
Cassidy?
Yeah,
I guess
yes,
he wasn't Feather,
or
was he?
Sean Cassidy
Oh,
Sean.
had it.
Oh,
So like,
yeah.
Sean.
so
Yes.
that, so like, you know, so I think we hadn't fully appreciated just how much we knew ourselves already at
Mhm.
that age. Because you
Mm,
don't, I mean, obviously, when you're 4, 5, 6, 7, you don't really know anything. But somehow we both just like at our core knew who we were and who we were not.
Right.
And fortunately, I think in her case as well, our immediate family was very supportive. Like I remember my mom and dad being like, "You are like you be who you are." Like
Right.
they never pushed me into anything. But there were some situations in school, and there were some, you know, extended family members that were like, "Oh, come on, once you wear a dress to this thing," or just walking into a room where literally the first line of the song, "I'm the only girl here who's not who doesn't have a dress on," like
mm,
that feeling, and then everybody thinking that you're a boy, but still not changing for it. So that's where the celebration comes, and
Right.
still enjoying our life. Like
Yes.
I had a really happy childhood. I just felt a little other, you know, at uh especially at like a formal event. but but I think I hadn't really fully seen that. And that, the 5-year-old me, I think, uh, has inspired, the 54-year-old me a little bit, or like, who you are,
yeah.
deep down inside, you just got to hold on to that.
I think that
Yeah.
era is so interesting for so many of us, like no matter because it was such an interesting time of hair, of clothes, of all of it.
Yeah.
Like I was not a tomboy, but I kind of wanted to be at certain times. I was very girly, but I was also very tall. But we
Mm.
all wanted feather hair. We all wanted. I wanted to have a Princess Diana cut,
Oh,
which
that's great.
did not turn out well for me. And I often was called a boy. I didn't want to be a tomboy. I wanted to not
Yeah.
be a tom, and then was upset. But then I was, so, but then you think it was interesting. But to truly be who you are and who you want to be, and then
Right.
it's amazing. And just to like look back on it and go, and that it's awesome. It's just awesome. It's a great song. It's a great video. It's a great, no matter what side of the haircut
Right.
style, inner
Exactly.
being you are, everyone can relate to it in some capacity and celebrate it.
Well, and you, I think, are referring to the second one that I made. So there's the first video is just a series of
It's the
stills of
Yeah, that one. That's
Yeah.
uh me from like age
it's
4 to like maybe
it's
15. And then the
awesome.
second one, I sent out a call to friends and fans, "Hey, does anybody have a tomboy picture of yourself?"
Mhm.
And I got a flood of them. And in fact, I've had a couple of late submissions, so I think I'm going to do a whole other edit
It's
that'll have
awesome.
like twice as many photos of other people. They're from all over the world. They're from every year. I think the earliest is the 60s. I know I have one in the O's. And yeah, it's just so awesome to see it. And most of those pictures of me and of the friends and fans, they're smiling. They're
Yeah,
clearly, you
Mm,
know, they're
for sure.
clearly enjoying their life, and they're being them, and they're sitting in the dirt, and they're hanging off of a
Yes.
tree, and they're throwing a football, and they're running somewhere,
Yes.
and yeah, I love it.
It's awesome.
and I'm assuming the cover art is by your mother of you.
That's taken in a photo booth in Visalia, California. That is literally
Oh my
just a
God.
strip. We used to go to a park there that had a photo booth, and we would go almost every week. So there's just this whole stack of those. And with that
Wow.
one, I still remember. Am I actually remembering it, or am I just applying it because I see the pictures? I'm not sure, but I think that I remember my mom saying, "Okay, now for every picture, I want you to make a different expression." And so I did that, and it ended up being the cheapest, coolest album cover 50
Right.
years later because I'm 4 in that shot.
Wow.
Um, that I've ever had. I was like, oh my God, I just saved myself a bunch of money.
Right.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Awesome.
So in approaching these songs, I mean, I feel like 10 albums in,
Mm.
you've used all the things you had in your back pocket at some point of a scrap. What's the Elvis Costello line? Like by the third album, you hear the person's record collection
Oh, that's
because
funny.
they've burned through all the songs they've had for a
Right.
while. And now it's suddenly like, oh my God, I need another. And then they don't have the
Hmm.
ability to hide who they are anymore or hide who their influences are. It just comes out because they are so quickly writing.
Hmm.
10 records in seems similar. Was this a bunch of songs that just sort of presented themselves as you're working through these things? Or was this picking these out of kind of a larger stack of songs?
Well, because I don't have a label these days. I've had five in the past, but I am my own label starting since I moved here. So my last three albums now are me. I don't have a deadline. I don't have anybody over my shoulder saying, "Okay, it's time." So I I have the luxury of waiting until it really feels right, until I identify with the songs that I'm writing, I identify with them as the artist. Songwriting was always the very first thing for me. Like, I just write. I like to write with other people. I like to write for them. I like to write to just, maybe it's for me, maybe it's for them, maybe it's something we're going to pitch, maybe we're going to pitch it to sync. Like, I just want to write. So that's happening all the time. But then, uh, you know, fortunately, about every other year, a couple, three songs start to bubble up and start feeling like, you know what? I want to own these. Like, I want to not
Mm,
own them as in, like, I don't want anybody else to record them, because I love when other people record songs that I've already had on my albums. Like, that's happened a bunch of times and it's been awesome. But I want to get inside of these. Like, I want to take them to the next level for me, where I'm like, I see how I want to record them, how I want to present them. And so Tomboy and Counterintuition were the first two songs that I had written in that year leading up to the release, where, or maybe a little before the year, because it took me close to a year to record it, or to get it all the way through the process, you know? Those were the first two where I was like, there's something here. This feels like, first of all, I'm not sure like who else would record these, and also that's fine, because I feel like these are so real life that I want to get inside of these. And so I started to produce them out actually in the space that you're seeing here. It's a very just home studio, you know.
hmm
I started to frame those out here, and uh, I gave myself a couple of assignments. One is that I wanted it to be more percussive, and Tomboy was definitely an influence on this. I wanted it to be more rhythmic, percussive, just like forward motion, but not have a drum set anywhere on it. Like, I wanted those sounds that were moving it forward to be unusual, to be something that maybe you wouldn't immediately identify. So I played along with all kinds of stuff, like just that is around here, you know, that
hmm
like you hit it, you shake it, you know, you squeeze it, you know, it makes noise. I have an OP1 Field, which is a tiny synthesizer that is a giant instrument. Like, it does so many things and has so many layers. And so I went down a lot of rabbit holes with that, but there's a lot of themes on the record that you hear that are from the OP. Um, so once I had those two framed out, I realized, first of all, I was having a blast. Like, there was
mm.
a level of joy and keeping first runs and just letting it flow. Like, I felt myself really like riding a flow here that, like, I'm is seemed very hard to find. I would always find it on the other records, but this one was like, it was just happening. Like, maybe it's just like where I am in my life, and not wrapping myself up so much in the response, and just kind of letting it be what it is. sort of like a tomboy. Like, here I am. Hope you like it. If you don't, sorry, it's who I am.
Right.
So I just kind of let it roll, and there was more kind of celebration and joy, and even the songs that aren't about necessarily a joyful thing still hopefully have a play in them that the audience will feel. And so once I was on that roll, I was like, okay, this also feels like a theme. Like, this feels like a production theme, and I want to keep this up for the rest of the album. And then that influenced my choices for what the other songs could be for the album. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with this, and I gave myself a lot of time, because why not? I mean, you want it to be something that will last. Nobody knows that you did it by you know, June, or you did it by August. Like, and you want it to be something that is hopefully will hold up.
Tomboy, the new album by Maia Sharp, is available right now. For more information, you can check out her website, Maia Sharp, that's MAIASHARP.com, or Facebook.com/Maia Sharp Official.
They're all Audrey and Grace. I'm doing my best. People I know, they glide through the party. People I don't, they're staring at me. Whispers carry, they're trying to guess. A neighbor told my mother once, what a nice young man. I was mowing the meridian in my t-shirt tan, and just like that,